Greetings and salutations, friends. It's time for the best of three. Hey, Tim. Yes, V. Since these are a bit smaller, what do you say I assist you? Nope. Get the hell out. Fine. In case you're new here, I play 3 random games for 30 minutes. Or a little more. Then I score them. Then I score them again. Let's go. The first game we're going to take a looky-loo at today is Death by Degrees. This game stars Nina Williams of Tekken fame. And she looks like some kind of super-duper secret agent or assassin or mercenary. I don't know, I've never played Tekken. But, judging from all these ridiculous characters, this game probably assumes you're at least familiar with Tekken. And I am, to a very small degree. I know Old Man Tekken, Pointy Hair Guy, Other Pointy Hair Guy, Cat-Headed Man. I've seen Nina before. And isn't there a bear? As for the gameplay itself, it's very not terrible. You move like a normal game, but you fight like Jet Li's Rise to Honor. What does that mean for those of you who don't know what that means? Well, you flick the other stick in the direction you want Nina to attack, and Nina attacks. It's kind of fun. Is it bad? Kinda. Is it good? Kinda. I played until I fell in a pool, and yes, it switches to this view every time you go underwater. Plus, I ruined my dress. It's getting a meh, and I'll possibly expand upon it later. Next is a video game I've had my eye on ever since I entered the world of interactive entertainment. Ico. You play as, I assume, Ico. A small child with horns who all the adults are afraid of. So afraid, in fact, that they lock him in a cell with what I assume are other horned children. Until the plot decides it's time for you to be free. I have absolutely no idea what's going on. I have absolutely no idea where I am. And I love it. This is why I enjoy video games. This is why I started the best of 3 to finally play a bunch of games I've never played before. This. Why is it so empty here? Why are the shadows bad guys? Why is this young girl so freaking bright? Why do I have horns? Do other people have horns? I don't know. The only thing I do understand is how you save in this game. Both of you sit down on a comfy couch because you're tired, I guess. Adorable. It's getting a good, and I definitely expand upon later. And finally, to a game that I've never played before, but a series I know all too well. Jack X Combat Racing. Oh boy, do I remember when this thing came out. Like it was yesterday. Because it was yesterday, I can travel through time. Instead of getting another classic platforming entry into the Jak and Daxter franchise, we get this. Don't worry. I'm well aware it got much worse. They decided to take the one thing I don't really care for in any of the other games and make an entire game out of it. Jak 2, I could tolerate it because everything hovered and went super duper fast. And those races weren't so bad once you memorized where you were supposed to go. You just had to hope and pray you didn't explode. Jak 3, however, I hated those races and those chases with those stupid dune buggies. It was fine when all I had to do was kill stuff, but not when I had to race. And guess what? That's all this kind of racing is. Dune buggies. It takes place sometime after Jak 3. The atmosphere's there, the humor's there, Daxter's there, Jak's there. Even my ducklings are together. Crew has a daughter, apparently, who looks a lot better than he ever did. And he got them all to some city that I guess existed. We just never talked about it in any of the other games. And there's some great big race that I guess happens all the time that nobody talked about in any other games. Oh man, Benadryl, save me. And he makes you drink poison. So you have to win the race even though he's dead. I got one final gripe. If we're all in this together, then why the hell does it matter if I lose a race? As long as one of us win. Stupid. It's getting a dog shit, and I'm never gonna play it again. As a matter of fact, I might throw it in the trash. Well, as usual, one of these is not like the others, so we're just gonna go ahead and get rid of that one. And even though Nina put up a good fight, this one's definitely going to Ico. Holy shit, Tim. You did a best of 3 with bonus round. Damn it. This episode's bonus round is brought to you by a game I like, Jack 2. It's my favorite of the entire trilogy. It's got guns, it's got cooler enemies, it's got cooler stuff, it's got stacked elf Wonder Woman, and my ducklings end up together. Now, I've been trying to record this game and make a big boy video about it. But if you've never played it before, you don't understand how frustrating it is. Hell, I don't even know why it's my favorite. And just so everyone's aware, back in the day when this game first came out, bam, I made this game my bitch. This video is brought to you by me because I made it. As always, I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Bye. Greetings and salutations, friends. It's time for the best of 3. Hey, Tim. Yes, V. Horace did nothing wrong. Yeah? I know. So what? In case you're new here, I play 3 random games for 30 minutes. Or a little more. Then I score them. Then I score them again. Let's go. 3 Xbox games for the old time's sake. 2 of which I've played before, 1 of which I haven't. So we're going to start with the one I haven't. Blood Rain. I guess I would classify this game as an action platformer with adult themes. I guess. It has those weird first-person shooter controls for an action-y platformer game, made famous by such classics as Rune, Viking Warlord, and Rune, Viking Warlord, and Like the Suffering, with a much better example. But Blood Rain does it pretty good. Be honest, though, I didn't expect it to control like that. I expected a more traditional scheme of controls. This game is crazy gory and ridiculously over the top, in a good way. And you get all sorts of neat vampire powers, which I assume you will be getting more as the game progresses. Now, I like the female form just as much as the next red-blooded man. But this is too much jiggle. They don't work like that. Trust me, I know. And the best part about this game is that it screams early 2000s. And I love it. It's getting a good and I definitely expand upon later. Next is a game I know kinda well, Jedi Knight Jedi Academy. And by know kinda well, I mean I exclusively played the arena. I didn't even know there was a campaign. So, I made a Plo Koon with a purple lightsaber. It starts off with me on my way to the new Jedi Academy. But I'm special because I made a lightsaber and I already know how to use most of my force powers. And I already hate my best friend. I'm guessing this guy is from that other Star Wars game that was really popular, that I also haven't played. But that's Luke Skywalker. I know him. It's getting a meh, because it's pretty meh. But I'll possibly expand upon later, because it has piqued my curiosity. And finally, Jade Empire. This is a BioWare game from the early 2000s, so I'm guessing it's very in-depth with their choices and all this shenanigans. I don't really know. I didn't really play a lot of these games when they first came out. In fact, I never really played any RPGs like that where you had to make choices and talk and dialogue. My RPGs were exclusively Diablo 2, in World of Warcraft, but it has the prestige of early BioWare, so I assume it's good. Let's see if it can impress me with merely 30 minutes. The short answer is yes. It did. I picked Tiger Shin.
And said all the meanest things to all the nicest people. Because
Tiger Shin don't give a about no one but Tiger Shin. The gameplay seemed really simple, yet satisfying. And I can't wait to see more of it. But I died, thus ending the tale of Tiger Shin. It's getting a good, and a definitely expand upon later. As is tradition at this point, only 2 of these are really contenders. Blood Rain, because it felt the oldest in the goodest way. Is it only 310? Bonus round! Damn. This bonus round is brought to you by a game I like, Age of Mythology. I love this game, but haven't played it in over a decade. So I booted it up and played it for about 30 minutes. And man, I still like it. It's an RTS game, so I'm probably going to like it no matter what. No matter how old and dated it is. And luckily it's so old and beloved it even has a remaster. Perhaps I'll play that one. No, I'm going to play the old blocky one instead. This video is brought to you by me because I made it. As always, I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Bye. Greetings and salutations, friends. It's time for the best of 3. Not even gonna ask. Good golly, Miss Molly, do I got 3 games for you today. In case you don't know, I play 3 random games for 30 minutes. Or a little more. Then I score them. Then I score them again. Let's go. These 3 games are for the PlayStation 2, and all of which I've never played before. The first of which is Blood Rain 2. Now, I played the first Blood Rain for the first time on the Xbox in the last episode. And this, Blood Rain 2, is how I expected it to be controlled. However, I could play it either way. Rain is returned and she's looking extra good. And extra sassy. This is exactly the kind of game that would be firmly planted in my nostalgia brain had I played it when I was a younger Tim. But alas, my heart belonged to another. The game is just as gory and just as ridiculous, but this time around it seems that Rain's moves are just a bit more sleek. Blood Rain 2 gets to enter the exclusivity of the me wanting to play longer than the allotted amount of time category. And it's getting a good. No, a pretty good. And a definitely expand upon later. To the next game, Mobile. Hulk Ultimate Destruction. I don't even know where to start. You want to talk about a game that I'm mad that I didn't get to play right when it came out? I don't have nostalgia memories for. This one. This is that game. Again, do you like mindless destruction? Do you like everything in the game being smashable? Do you like super cool super moves? Do you like the color green? Specifically, nuclear green. Well, once again, I find myself wanting to play more than the allotted time. So Hulk gets to go into that special category. And it's getting up pretty good. And it definitely expand upon later. And now, we get to a game that has surprised me more than any other game I've played on this series so far. Draken. The Ancient's Gate. It has a generic fantasy story, from what I saw. It has a generic fantasy setting, from what I saw. And it has kind of generic gameplay. from what I played. And yet, you play as Rin, a dragon rider, for some reason I don't remember. And there's a dragon, whose name I can't remember. Why am I so intrigued by this? This game came out in 2002, specifically January 2002. And you also got to understand, I can't read, so I usually don't look things up. Now, I suppose this is merely for a retrospective point of view, but the voice acting in this game...
But I forget my manners. My name is General Derrimon.
Rin, tell me something, General. Those towers down there, is that really Sudana? I mean, it's still standing?
Isn't terrible. As I said before, the gameplay I played was rather generic, but fun? And the game has OLAC.
OLAC's wrong. Everybody knows. You pay now.
F***ing OLAC! And once again, I found myself wanting to play more than the time I allotted myself. Because I want to know what the hell's going on. And when I get to ride a dragon. Normally, I'd give a game like this a good. But I gotta be honest. I gotta go by the 30 minutes that I played, and my general interest is getting a pretty good. And it definitely expanded upon later. This is a first. This is the first clean sweep. All the games got pretty good. All of them got definitely expanded upon later. And I had to pick one. My God, I can't decide. V? Really, Tim? You wanted me to help? Well, I suppose Hulk... Nope, it's Draken. God damn you. Get f***ed. And we can't forget, bonus round. This episode's bonus round is brought to you by a game I used to own. chyous. Yeah, never heard of it? Don't worry. It's from some little no-name company no one else has ever heard of either. From Software. And it's terrible. Or so I'm led to believe. I didn't really play it all that much. No, I don't own this game anymore. But I did record a little bit before I sold it to the highest bidder. And, for realsies talk for a moment, for those of you who don't actually know anything about this game, it is made by From Software. However, it's also really, really expensive. I suppose I'd play it if I ever acquired it again, but I doubt it. This video is brought to you by me because I made it. And as always, I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Bye. Greetings and salutations, friends. It's time for the best of three. Hey, Tim. Yes, V. You. Okay, in case you're new here, I play 3 random games for 30 minutes. Or a little more. Then I score them. Then I score them again. Let's go. We're getting back to the OG Xbox for this one, and we're going to start off with a game called Sudeki. I think. Now, this is a game that I commonly scramble up in my brain with another game. Cameo the Elements of Power, because aesthetically, they're kind of similar. The game starts with a quick intro into the setting and the plot, I guess. Something about 2 gods, one of good and one of bad. I don't know, it's a puppet show. Puppets scare me. Now, to be clear, I have 0 expectations for this game because I know nothing about it. Honestly, I don't really know what the hell's going on. I don't really care. For the moment. I slowly meet everyone who I assume will be in my party later on because they're in the loading screen. But for now, I just play as this guy whose name I can't remember. You see, the combat is what intrigued me the most about this game because it was kinda what I was expecting, but not exactly. Most of the time for games like this, you just mash buttons until things die. And while yes, you can do that, this game has a weird system. In the bottom corner, you see this little bar thing? You're supposed to hit A and X in any combination you want to perform combos with a certain kind of timing. And it was very interesting. But then I died and got mad. It's getting a meh, and I'll possibly expand upon later. Next is a very infamous game, Ninja Gaiden. Oh yeah, now we're getting somewhere. Once again, a game is chosen with an epic reputation that I've never actually played before. The legend of the difficulty of this game was told far and wide across hallways and cafeterias of my youth. A game so hard that the training level separates the men from boys. And as someone who both enjoys games like this and is not very good with them, I can confirm that I'm not very good at them. Now, I'm not like most people that you'll meet. I have the uncanny ability to separate my dog shit opinions from facts presented to me, and regardless of how bad I am at the actual game, can still give a fair and honest opinion. Now, with that being said, I'm man enough to admit that I got my ass handed to me and broke 3 controllers in the process. And I am the one to blame, not the game's difficulty. Because even just playing it for 30 minutes, I was able to tell that even though I was terrible, the game was well designed and fun. It's getting a good and a definitely expand upon later. And when I do expand upon later, mark my words. No matter how long it takes, I will beat whoever the hell this is. And I will at least make it to the point in the game where I meet the legendary Big Boob Ninja. I think her name's Rachel. And finally, speaking of legendary games, Half-Life 2. Fear not. As I said before, I'm not like most individuals. I'm well aware that this is a terrible port, but I'm still going to judge it. And I do have it on PC. And as far as a best of 3 goes, games on multiple consoles can be chosen multiple times. So this one will be judged solely upon its own merits. So first things first, you need to know that I don't really like first-person shooter games because I'm not very good at them. I gotta say though, it's not looking too bad for an original Xbox game. I got no idea what's going on or where the hell I am. It has this really hard to describe thing where it's got kind of janky controls and it gets stuck on corners. This is a game that defined a generation. Be patient. Positive things, regardless of port, characters, environment, aesthetic.
Yeah.
Everything else is not. I really tried to do this runaway part. I really did. But then I hit a loading screen called Root Canal, and I figured that was a fitting place to stop. It's getting a not dog shit. And I'll possibly expand upon later, because I feel I owe it that much. As for who the winner is of this best of 3, well, it really was no contest, although Sudeki surprised me the most. This one's going to Ninja Gaiden. Go ahead, Tim. Ahead with what? You know. No, I don't. Bonus round. Damn. This bonus round is brought to you by a game I like, Kingdoms and Castles. There's a neat little simulation game I like to play when I'm bored or in between my hooked on phonics lessons. It's got that neato little simulator feel where all kinds of neat things can happen. Best of all, just like most simulation and RTS games, it's got super neato music. This video is brought to you by me because I made it. As always, I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Bye. Greetings and salutations, friends. It's time for the best of 3. Hey, V. Yes, Timothy. I'm gonna need you for this one. Really? Well, it's about time. JK! Get the hell out. In case you're new here, I play 3 random games for 30 minutes. Or a little more. Then I score them. Then I score them again. Let's go. This best of 3 is a little different than the others because the games weren't chosen at random. Rather, deliberately. You see, I've never played the original Tomb Raider trilogy, but it just so happens they have a remaster. Now, it's time to see if the hype is real. It's time to see if Miss Croft can impress me with anything other than her assets. First up is Tomb Raider, the OG. And she's scoring extra points because even though I've complained about these controls before, and I was well aware going into this that they're goober, they offer a training section, an entire environment for you to test these weird controls. So that's a good thing. As for the game itself, apparently there is a story. I wasn't aware of that. She gets contracted to go to Peru or something. I'm not entirely sure, but there is a tomb to raid. And it's just okay. Everything's very empty and spacious. And finally, shooting stuff is pretty neat. And that weird little dodgy circle move she has is also pretty neat. But the first Tomb Raider's getting a meh, and a possibly expand upon later. Next is Tomb Raider 2. No, I was not aware you could lock the butler in the freezer. But if I play this game again, you bet your sweet Billy I'm gonna lock that annoying piece of shit in the freezer. This time around, Laura's going to China to get some kind of knife that turns people into dragons, I guess. There's tigers instead of wolves, and the Great Wall of China seems a bit more lively than the other empty tomb did. And there's swimming that doesn't suck. Now we're getting somewhere. It's getting a good and a definitely expand upon later. And finally, we have Tomb Raider 3, and this is where my opinion gets a little poopy. This time, Laura's in the jungle because Easter Island heads in Antarctica for some reason. Everything looks like diarrhea. Even when you switch to good graphics, it still looks like diarrhea. I couldn't figure out for the life of me where to go because everything looks like diarrhea. But eventually I found regular water and I died. This game's getting a not dog shit, and I'll possibly expand upon later because I feel like giving it a second chance. Once again, you can completely discount 3. And to be honest, this was an easy win for Tomb Raider 2. No bonus round this time. Nope, you're not fooling me. Bonus round! Yeah, there it is. This bonus round is brought to you by a game I love, Spyro the Dragon. This game is perhaps my favorite game of all the times, but that's to be decided at a later date. When all the Tomb Raider games were out, I was busy playing this game. And I fibbed. I did own a Tomb Raider game back in the day, The Last Revelations. But I never opened it. Why? Because I was too distracted with Spyro and Pokemon at the time. I wasn't interested in ladies yet. I was 8. Or 800, I don't remember. Stuff gets all kinds of weird once you hit 1,000. This video is brought to you by me because I made it. And as always, I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Bye. Greetings and salutations, friends. It's time for the best of 3. Finally, we're talking about games from the best console. First of all, I don't know what you mean by we're, because there's only one of us here. And 2, we're not talking about anything from the 6th generation. So I don't know what you're talking about, Tim. World of Warcraft was on PC. Oh, I forgot about that. I concede my point. In case you're new here, I play 3 random games for 30 minutes. Or a little more. Then I score them. Then I score them again. Let's go. The first game I'm going to take a look at today is called Carrion. You ever wonder what it's like to play a reverse survival horror game where you are the spooky, scary monster? Well, I have no idea what you are. And I don't care, 'cause it's fun. And, best of all, it's simple. You point and click where you'd like to go, and that's where you go. You point and click where you'd like to eat, and that's where you eat. It's as simple as the owl. You eat people to get bigger and get specialer powers as you progress. And the difficulty is yes. It's getting a good and a definitely expand upon later. Next is Half-Life 2. The free version that came out for the 20th anniversary. If that makes a difference. Lady and gentlemen of the gaming community that happen across my videos, I would like to formally apologize to you for my ignorance. I am man, nay, Archmagi enough to admit when I messed up and not playing the proper version of Half-Life 2 until now is a grave mistake that will haunt me for all my days. I played this game for a grand total of an hour and didn't even mean to, for realsies. I didn't even realize it was an hour. I had very high expectations going into this legendary title, and I must say they were exceeded. I wouldn't say they were smashed into little pieces or completely obliterated, but they were exceeded. Compared to the Xbox version, the only version I've ever actually played before this, there is no comparison. Everything looks fantastic, everything feels fantastic, and everything is fantastic. I have no idea what's going on, but I have to know more. It's getting up pretty good, and I definitely expand upon later. And finally, XCOM 2. Now, I have to preface this by saying this game isn't for everyone. But that could be said for literally any video game ever made. That being said, only playing it for 30 minutes? It's pretty good. The game has a very lengthy tutorial, but this is definitely the kind of game that needs a lengthy tutorial. And that's the only way you get Jane Kelly, who kind of looks like Jillian Valentine. As for story, this game just proceeds under the assumption that you didn't do very good in the original one. It's a tactical turn-based shooter with a little bit of resource management and class or TS RPG stuff. It feels really good to start every mission being a sneaky snake and kill things. And it feels pretty bad to get shot. It's getting a good and it definitely expand upon later. As for the winner of this trip, it's Half-Life 2. It's the goodest. You know what time it is, V? That's right. Bonus round. This game's brought to you by a game I used to play because V reminded me. World of Warcraft. God, I miss you so much. As always, I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Bye.
There you are. I thought you got rid of that pest. Certainly not. Never fear, Gordon. She's de-beaked and completely harmless. The worst she might do is attempt to couple with your head fruitlessly.
Greetings and salutations, friends. It's time for the best of 3. Oh, you should have a real good time with this one, Tim. Really? Why? Oh, I'm not gonna ruin anything. You just have fun, bud. Huh. In case you're new here, I play 3 random games for 30 minutes. Or a little more. Then I score them. Then I score them again. Let's go. Once again, I'm a liar, pants on fire, because these 3 games are not random, they are deliberate. 3 more Tomb Raider games, this time for the PlayStation 2. And the first one I'm going to take a looky-loo at today is Tomb Raider Anniversary. Now, like with most games in this series, I remember when it came out and thought to myself, man, cool, another Tomb Raider game. Perhaps I should play this one. And then I got pulled right back into Azeroth. And if I had not played the original Tomb Raider in the previous episode, I would not have known this was a remake. And I gotta say, I liked it. It controls really well, and it feels like this is kinda sorta what Tomb Raider was always supposed to be in terms of control. And perhaps most importantly, it was just good, plain, old-fashioned video game fun. I found myself wanting to play more than the allotted time, so Tomb Raider Anniversary is going into that category. And it's getting up pretty good, and I definitely expand upon later. Next is Tomb Raider Legend. I'm pretty sure this one is not a remake, but it does seem like it may perhaps be a follow-up to Anniversary. It seems to play just like Anniversary, and I assume it was made by the same people. And I actually shot at other human beings in this one, which is... I'm just now realizing this is the first one I've played where I shoot at people and not animals. As I'm beginning to progress through these games, I do like that Laura went from just being sassy tough lady with big mommy milkers to sassy tough lady with a bit more development. And mommy milkers. I didn't want to play longer than the allotted amount of time, but I did enjoy myself, so it's getting up pretty good, and I definitely expand upon later. And finally, we come to the last of these 3, Tomb Raider, Angel of Darkness. Now, it's very important to note that although these games were not chosen at random, the order in which I played them was. Why does that matter? Because if I had played this one first, my mood would have probably been a lot more sassy. Now, apparently, this one came out before the other 2. And now that I think about it, aesthetically, it makes sense. I feel like the people who made this game said, hey, instead of just making Laura a pair of boobies and attractive, let's give her a bit more depth. And I appreciate that sentiment. However, gameplay is a very important aspect of a video game. I do like the atmosphere. It's very dark and gritty. Emphasis on f***ing dark. I can't see anything. And why? In the name of the Holy God Emperor and all his sons, loyalist and traitor alike. Would you take a control scheme that was already goober and make it more goober? First 2 games I just played, Anniversary and Legends, nailed it. That's how a Tomb Raider game should play. A Tomb Raider game should not have grip strength. It's getting a dog shit. But, and I'm probably going to regret this, but I'd possibly expand upon later because I'm really curious to see how badly they messed this up. It was a tough goal. But this one's going to Anniversary. Man. I'm really starting to like the Tomb Raider games, V. Cool. Go ahead. Bonus round. There you go. This bonus round is brought to you by a game I like, Carrion. This is a cool, creepy monster horror game where you get to play as a bad guy. And you get to stalk all the poor innocent people, even if they're on the toilet. This video is brought to you by me, because I made it. As always, I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Bye. Greetings and salutations, friends. It's time for the best of 3. Hey, Tim. Yes, V. How's Hooked on Phonics going, bud? I'm starting to think reading is overrated, and it's just a way for smart people to gloat about their smartness. It's got all kinds of rules for spelling and grammar, and yet it has a word like Bologna. Why? In case you're new here, I play 3 random games for 30 minutes. Or a little more. Then I score them. Then I score them again. Let's go! It's back to the OG Xbox for this one, and holiest guacamoles. Halo 2. As I say all the time, I don't like first-person shooters because I'm bad at them. However, there are a few exceptions, and you're looking at one of the biggest exceptions. It's been nearly 15 years since I put this game in and played it. What can I say? There is nothing to say. I played it for 30-ish minutes. I wanted to keep playing. It's a masterpiece. Legitimately. It's one of the greatest games ever made. It's the reason everyone knows what Xbox is. And it's the main reason people can now look at shooty bang bang games and think, man, that's a pretty good story. And I'm probably going to take a copyright hit because I'm going to use the music. That's okay. I didn't make it. Everyone knows I didn't make it. It's great. I'm the most unbiased being to have ever existed. Thanks, Hooked on Phonics. And it goes without saying, it's getting it pretty good and it definitely expanded upon later. Next is Fable, The Lost Chapters. Now, I really like Fable, but I've never played The Lost Chapters. So it's time to see what's new. And from what I can tell, nothing. I gotta give my sister a birthday present of chocolates. And in order to do so, I gotta do good stuff so my dad will give me money, or just do bad stuff and get money. So, I take a bribe from a cheating husband. I then report that husband to his wife for a good deed. And then I beat the ever-loving shit out of this absolute monster for stealing a little girl's teddy bear. And then bandits show up and kill everyone I've ever known and loved. But I get saved and I survive because I'm the main character. I am Fable. But judging purely from the little bit that I played, I can set my opinions aside and say it's actually kind of meh. But I definitely expand upon later. And finally, Gauntlet Dark Legacy. Do you like mindless dungeon crawl beat 'em up arcade games where you don't have to worry about skill trees or the meta or any of that silliness? Well, I got the game for you. It's colorful, addictingly fun, and it's got cool music and neato sound effects. It's getting a good and it definitely expand upon later. Now to decide is Halo 2. I enjoy the other 2 games. They're both good. But Halo 2 wins. Go ahead, Tim. What are you talking about? I'm not even going to play the game. Bonus round. This bonus round is brought to you by another one of my favoriteest games of all the times, Code Veronica. Resident Evil. I love this game. A lot. It defines me. I think if it were to get a remake, that'd be pretty neato. But I still think it might get the 3-make treatment instead of the 2-make treatment. And if that were the case, well, all that means is I'd still get to go back and play the old one. Hell, I'm going to do that anyway. This video is brought to you by me because I made it. As always, I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Bye.
Cortana, assessment.
That explosion came from inside the act. Same as the Malta. The Covenant must have brought something with them. A bomb.
Then they sure as hell brought one here. Team, fight.
Greetings and salutations, friends. It's time for the best of 3. In case you're new here, I play 3 random games for 30 minutes. Unless they are a PC game or any game beyond the 6th generation, because they require disk space and are a whole ordeal to install. In this case, I shall play them for at least an hour. Or a little more. Then I score them. Then I score them again. Let's go. Tim, I must speak before you get started. Go ahead. I know you really enjoy females, but you must be sure to not let that influence your decision. You must remain unbiased. I will not apologize for being attracted to women. Don't tell me what to do. And just because I prefer the female form, and ladies, does not mean men are excluded from butt jokes. I just haven't played any of the Metal Gear Solid games yet. From what I hear, they got some good butts in there. Today I will be taking a look at all 3 of the Tomb Raider reboots, starting with Tomb Raider 2013. Now, as I've stated before and stated many times before, my middle name is unbiased, therefore I must disclose this was actually the first Tomb Raider game I ever played. I played it when it first came out, like, what was it, like 12 years ago or some crazy shit like that? Yeah, but it's fine because I don't remember a damn thing. Judging from the much more involved opening, they really do appear to be giving her the full-blown origin reboot treatment. She's still British and still has a very shapely form, although more realistic this time. And she's not very confident because she's never done this before. She's terrified and cold. And right from the start, I enjoy the control scheme for this game a lot more than the OGs. It's kind of reminiscent of the ones I played on the PlayStation 2. Oh no, it's that kind of game. It's got a full-grown skill tree and an upgrade system for all your stuff. And it's got this neato survival instinct mechanic that shows you where to go if you're an idiot like me. And the best part is, it's color-coded. It doesn't use words. Because I still can't read. I played it for just around an hour. And I honestly wanted to keep playing. And not just so I could stare at Laura's keister in the rain. It's getting up pretty good and I definitely expand upon later. Next is Rise of the Tomb Raider. This time we're starting off in the snow and Joan is still alive. Oh god, does that mean everyone else died? I must say, snow environments are probably my favorite in any video game. Especially spooky, scary ones. I know I'm an old fuddy-duddy when it comes to video games, and there's plenty of new and flashy ones that probably look 10 times better than this, but I'm sorry. This is beautiful. There's a bit more plot stuff going on, something about the Holy Grail and a secret organization, or something. And Laura seems to be earning her title, because she's a lot better at raiding tombs in this game. You raid one right from the start. And she's getting a little better at being an action star, so we're getting there. I really liked it. I wanted to keep playing. It's getting there pretty good, and definitely expand upon later. And finally, we come to the finale of the reboot trilogy. Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Okay. Alright. This one. Yes. Now this is the first game I've ever played where I knew I would immediately want to keep playing because I have to know how they got in this situation. Still plays good, although, and I bet this is a critique you'd never hear me say, unless my sassy video has already come out. If not, I'm going to make a sassy video about it. The easy mode is too easy. Yeah. And it's got puzzles, tombs, and boobs. Yeah. Yeah, it's all here. Although I must say, this one, Laura seems to be a little crazy. Yes, she's really trigger happy now. And she started the apocalypse. And she really seems like she's going on that spiral. So, she's getting it good. And to definitely expand upon it later, because I gotta know if she winds up just going batshit nuts. I'm not gonna lie, V, this is actually pretty hard to choose. No, Tim, you're not going to get me. No, V, I promise. I'm serious. Nice try. We'll say the one we want at the same time. No. 3. Nope. 2. Damn you, Guildenstern. 1. Shadow. Rise. Well. What now? It's going to 2013. Fair enough. Bonus round. Forgot about that, not gonna lie. This bonus round is brought to you by a game I play all the time. Civilization 5. These games are great. Everyone seems to have a favorite. 5's my favorite. 5's also the only one I've ever played. I just put on a bunch of random things, and then I ended up being India, which I've never usually been India before. And that's fine, because... Oh, no. Okay, good. Someone else did it for me. This video is brought to you by me, because I made it. As always, I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Bye.